Okay. We have chapter. Okay. And we are currently talking about the heart. Okay. The heart. What is the heart? Okay. And where it is located, what are its parts, and how it functions. Okay. That is what we are talking about now. So one second. Hmm. In the previous class, we saw we saw how the heart, how the blood is transported, okay, to the heart, how the oxygenated blood is transported to the heart from the lungs, and how the heart pumps it to all parts of the body. Okay, then today we will start with the another major system of the body known as excretory system. Okay, known as the excretory system. Now, when we eat food, okay, when we eat food, what happens in our body is that a chemical reaction takes place. We know that the food reacts with oxygen, releases energy. That we know, okay. Now the food also has vitamins, okay, vitamins, minerals, salts, and water. Okay, salts and water. The food that we eat has vitamins, minerals, salts, and water. Okay, and to gain energy, our body needs vitamins, our body needs minerals, our body needs salts and water. Okay, so all these things are absorbed in our body. Okay, we eat food, all these things are absorbed in our body, and then the food, okay, after the absorption, what is remaining in our body out of the food is waste. Okay, that is called waste. Now this waste comes out of our body through a system known as the excretory system. Okay, this waste comes out of our body after from the food, after the our body absorbs the vitamins, minerals, salts, and water. What is remaining from the food is waste, and that waste comes out of our body. And the system responsible for this is the excretory system. Okay, now many substances are formed due to these chemical reactions, which are waste, and it is essential to remove them from the body. Otherwise, they cause poisonous effects in our body. Okay, if this waste gets keep getting collected and collected and collected in our body, it may release harmful gases. It can cause poisonous effect. So that is why continuous excretion means continuous removal of this waste from our body is important. Okay. Now the process of removal of waste from our body is excretion. Okay, this is called excretion. The blood, yes, Johanna,
No, your voice is breaking.
my voice is breaking.
It was breaking.
It was breaking. Now is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Mm. Yes. So I was telling that the process of removal of waste substances from our body is called excretion. Okay. The blood collects the waste substances from all the cells of our body. Out of these, carbon dioxide is taken to the lungs and carbon dioxide goes out through the breath. Okay. For the removal of other soluble substances from the body, a specialized system, that is an excretory system, is there. Okay, and we will study what are the main parts that are involved in an excretory system. Okay. We talked about respiration. We talked about what are the parts responsible for respiration. What's the main organ for respiration? The lungs. Okay, the lungs. We saw how respiration takes place in the lungs. Then for circulation, what is the main organ responsible for circulation? Heart. Okay, we saw the heart. We saw what are the parts and how it works. For excretion, some organs are responsible, such as kidneys. Number one, kidney. Okay. Number two, ureter. Number three, urinary bladder. Okay. Kidneys, ureter, and urinary bladder are the organs that form the excretory system in human beings. Okay. Now see. Now, first are kidneys. We'll talk about all the three things and then we'll see how these work. Okay. How these work. First is a pair of kidneys that are shaped like beans. Okay, that are shaped like beans. That is why we call beans as kidney beans. Okay, we call beans as kidney beans because kidneys are shaped as beans. Now, what is the work of kidney? They sieve the blood and remove the waste substances in the form of urine. Okay, they filter the blood. Kidney, these are kidneys. They are not actually black in color. They are deep red in color. Okay. Function is filter the blood. Okay. Kidney function, main function is they filter the blood. Okay. They sieve the blood, they filter the blood and remove the waste substances in the form of urine. Okay, now our blood, all the impurities of the blood is removed by the kidney. Filtration is done by the kidney, and the waste, liquid waste, is removed in the form of urine. Okay, next is ureter. Okay, next is ureter. A ureter comes out of each kidney. They collect urine from kidneys and takes it to the urinary bladder. Okay, these pipes that you can see here, these pipes, this one and this one, are ureter. Okay, these pipes are ureter. Okay, we have two ureters connected with each kidney, which connect at the urinary bladder. Okay, this is the urinary bladder. This organ that you can see is urinary bladder. Okay, now what happens? We like the ureter are tubes that are connected to the bladder. From the kidney, the urine through these tubes go to the urinary bladder. Okay, now the urine in the urinary bladder, in the bladder, it is stored. Okay, the urine is stored. It is a bag-like structure. Okay, now when it gets filled up to a certain level, okay, it keeps getting filled up. When it gets filled up to a certain level, that time we feel the urge to go to the washroom to urinate. Okay, when it fills up to a certain level, we feel the urge to urinate. The urine passes through the urethra and is released out of the body. Okay, uh, urethra is the opening, okay, of the bladder. Urethra is the opening of the bladder, okay, and the urine is released and the body is cleansed. Okay, I will show you one image in English that is marked in English. This is your excretory system. Okay, this is your excretory system, and these are ureters. Two tubes are there. Okay, the red color two things are kidneys, they filter the blood. Okay, then from here, the urine goes here from both the sides, okay, from both the sides to the bladder. Then it gets collected in the bladder, and when it fills up to a certain point, okay, we feel the urge to urinate, and then it comes out through the urethra. Urethra is a small opening, okay, through which the urine passes out. All right. You can see the veins that are attached to the kidneys. Okay. The veins are there, renal veins are there. Okay, this is the vena cava. You know, yesterday in the heart, while I was explaining the heart, I taught about vena cava and aorta. Okay, vena cava takes out deoxygenated blood. Okay, and aorta brings back oxygenated blood. Vena cava, blue one, and aorta, red one. Okay, they are also connected with the kidneys, vena cava and aorta. Okay, then we have the pair of kidneys, ureter, bladder, and urethra. The four components, the four main components that you have to remember when you are writing about the excretory system. Number one is the kidney. Number one is the kidney. Number two is the ureter. Number three is the bladder. Number four, urethra. Okay, these four things you have to explain when you are writing about the excretory system. Okay. These four things you have to explain. This is how it looks in real. Okay, this is how it looks in real, like a little bit of the real version, and this is how it looks inside us. This is the placement. Okay, this is the placement, and in the placement you can see we have lungs right here. Right, let me use black. Right here we have lungs. Okay, here is the heart. This is the liver. Okay, this right here is the stomach. Okay, then these are the kidneys. Okay, then this that you can see right here are intestines, are intestine. Two types of intestines are there, small intestine, large intestine. Okay, then here is urethra, and here is urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. Okay, here is also another organ beneath the lungs called gallbladder. Okay, gallbladder, and so on. This is the heart. This is where we have the heart. So this is how the organs in our body are placed. Okay. Yes, Johanna.
Is the long thin line going to the bladder? Is that ureter?
Yes, that is ureter. Okay. This long thin line going towards the bladder is ureter. This opening is urethra. Okay. This is how it looks like. Now, we will come back to the explanation. Sometimes the kidneys of a person, they stop functioning. Okay, they stop functioning. What happens in this case is, what happens when a kidney stops functioning is that the blood doesn't filter. Okay, when a kidney stops working, the number one thing that happens is blood stops to filter. Okay, blood does not filter, does not filter. Okay, number two, number two, the thing that happens when a kidney stops working, when the kidney stops working is urine doesn't pass. Okay, urine does not pass. It's not pass. Now, because the blood is not filtering in the body, it will not form urine. Okay, it will not form urine. Now, when it does not form urine, the urine will not pass out of the body because it's not even forming blood, and also like that's the infection in our body because the blood is not filtering. Okay, the blood is not filtering. In these cases, there is a machine, okay, which is connected to the body, okay, which filters the blood. Okay, I will show you. Okay, let me show you. There is a machine like this, okay, that filters the blood for us. Okay, there is a machine like this which filters the blood for us. What happens is that what happens is that uh, the machine is attached to the person. Okay, the person's blood goes into the machine, gets filtered, and it's transferred back to the person. Okay, transferred back to the person. This is known as dialysis. This process, uh, in which the kidneys are not working and the machine is used to filter a person's blood. Okay, this is known as dialysis. Okay, this is called dialysis, and so this is like artificial.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Eva. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, Eva. Good morning. You can see that there are two pipes here. One is blood to machine, means from the human being, the blood goes into the machine. In the machine, it filters, it removes the impurities, filters, and then blood from machine, it goes to the human being. Okay, this is how the dialysis process works. This is how the dialysis process works. Now, see, this is a very serious case when the kidneys of a person stops working. It is a serious condition. Okay, and if we don't do anything about it, it leads to death. If the blood is not filtered in time, then it leads to death. Okay, so it is important that blood gets filtered in our body. Okay, kidneys are the organ responsible for filtration. Eva, I am explaining excretory system today. Okay, I am explaining excretory system today. We talked about how there are four major parts that are components of the excretory system. Number one is kidneys. The main function of the kidney is to filter the blood. Number two, we talked about ureter. Ureters are two tubes that are going from the kidney to the bladder. Okay, these tubes, their function is to carry urine from the kidney to the bladder. Okay, these are tubes that carry the urine from the kidney, the bladder. Number three is the bladder. Okay, these tubes are called ureter. These tubes are called ureter. Number three is bladder. Now, bladder is a bag-like structure that fills with urine, that collects the urine. Okay, when it is filled to a certain point, then we feel the urge to urinate. Then we feel the urge to go to the washroom. When the bladder is filled at a certain point. Okay. After that, we have the opening here, right here, the opening that is called the urethra. This is where the urine comes out. Okay, urethra. That is the opening at the end of the bladder. So this is the excretory system responsible for removing the waste out of our body. Removing the waste out of our body. Okay, this is the liquid waste. Okay, the liquid waste. What about the solid waste? What about the solid waste? Okay, see, the solid waste is removed through a process called digestion. Okay, through a process called digestion. Okay, uh, two things that are part of the digestion process is when the food goes to small intestine and large intestine. Okay, when the food goes to small intestine, the like I told that food has these four components: vitamins, minerals, salts, and water. When it goes to the small intestine walls absorb the vitamins and minerals. Then the food goes to large intestine. Large intestine walls absorb the salts and water. Large intestine absorbs the salts and water. And then what is remained out of the food is waste. Okay. After absorption of all this, the food is waste. Then it comes out of our body. Okay. Then it comes out of our body. Now, understood excretory system? Understood? Any doubt in excretory system?
No, ma'am.
No. Eva, any questions?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay.
Ma'am, one question. What was that machine that you showed in the beginning?
The machine that I was showing in the beginning is known as a dialysis machine. Okay, this is known as a dialysis machine. This machine filters the blood. Okay, sometimes what happens is that our kidneys stop working. Okay, a person's kidneys stop working. When the kidneys stop working, two things happen. Number one, the blood does not filter. Okay, the blood stops to filter because the kidneys filter the blood. Okay, kidneys filter the blood stops filtering. Number two, urine does not pass because urine is not being made. Okay, urine is made out of filtered blood, means the blood is filtered, all the impurities that make up urine. Okay, so because kidneys are not working, blood is not filtering, urine will not be made, urine will not pass. Okay, and this, when this is goes on for a long time, it may lead to death also because it is a serious thing. Okay, so to prevent this, there is a machine called dialysis machine. There is a process called dialysis in which we are connected to a machine. The blood goes into the machine, gets filtered, and it is transported back in our body. Okay, the blood goes into the machine, it is filtered in the machine, and then it is put in our body back. So this is dialysis. This process is known as dialysis. If we see the average, on an average, the mortality rate, like people when they go to dialysis, when dialysis starts happening, 2 to 3 years is the mortality rate. Okay, 2 to 3 years they survive. Okay, like most people, some may survive longer also. Okay, some people may survive longer also, but mostly people survive 2 to 3 years on dialysis, means this process. And see, this process now, some people have to do it every month, like getting attached to the machine. Okay, some people have to do this every month. Some people have to do it once in 3 months, once in 3, 4 months. They have to go for dialysis regularly. Okay, regularly they have to get this process done. Now, transport of substances in plants. Most of the gaseous exchange in plants takes place through stomata present on their leaves. Other than this, the cells of the roots, stems, etc. Okay, now we know that the plants breathe. Okay, the plants breathe. Now, breathing is also called gaseous exchange in plants. Okay, breathing is also called gaseous exchange in plants. On the leaves, there is a structure. There is a structure called stomata. Okay, there is a structure called stomata. Now, stomata are like pores, okay, and they open and close when plant breathes. I'll show you the stomata. Okay, this is a stomata. Okay, they open and close. So when breathing is taking place, okay, they open like this. And from this opening, the oxygen comes out and carbon dioxide goes in. And after that, it is shut like this. Okay, after that, it is shut. So this is a stomata. Okay, this is closed and this is opened. Okay, stomata this is a leaf, and you can, if I zoom out, you can see small openings. Okay, that is where the plants breathe. Okay, and that is where gaseous exchange in plants takes place majorly. Okay, now plants also breathe through other parts. Okay, also breathe through roots and stems, but majorly they breathe through stomata present on the leaves. Okay, directly take oxygen from the air for respiration and release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Plants have vascular tissues for the transport of substances in liquid form. Okay, now in plants also transportation takes place. Okay, like in our body, the veins, okay, the blood vessels transport the food to the cells. In plants also, this transportation takes place. Water and food is transported to the plant. How? Two tissues the plant has. Okay, two tissues the plant has. One is called xylem. One is called phloem. Okay, xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water, okay, and phloem transports food. In plants, the fibers of xylem tissue form a pipe-like structure, okay. They are pipe-like things in the plants, okay. Now, xylem pipe transfers water, okay, to the upper parts of the plants, okay. See, from the root to the upper parts of the plants. Xylem and phloem will show you. Okay, they are like this, tube-like structures. Okay, tube-like structures. Now try to understand this. Okay, see, we water the roots of the plants. Okay, we water the roots of the plants. Yeah, there are roots below. Okay, and the roots take water. But water, the stem also need, the leaves also need, the fruit also need. So it is transported in upward direction. Okay, in the xylem tissue, in the xylem, water and minerals are transported in upward direction. Okay, in upward direction. Now, phloem. Phloem transports food. Okay, phloem transports food, but it goes in both direction. Like it goes up also. Okay, from the bottom leaves to, like if we have leaves here. Okay, so these will transport up. And if we have leaves here, okay, if we have leaves here, they will transport down. So up and down both ways in phloem, the food transfers. In xylem, the water flows from downward to upward direction. This is how they look, the xylem and phloem tissues. Okay, xylem and phloem tissues. You can see here the red arrows. The red arrows you can see that are taking water and minerals from the root to upwards. Okay, and here the blue arrows, you can see one head is up, one head is going downwards. Okay, so both the directions. Phloem, which transports food, is a two-way flow. Okay, is a two-way flow. All right, I will share this diagram in the group. Okay, I will send this diagram to you in the group. Now, water keeps on evaporating in the form of vapor from the leaves. This process is called transpiration. When water evaporates from the leaves, okay, that is called as transpiration. The continuous loss of water in the form of vapor creates a continuous low pressure, and to fill this gap, water is pulled from the lower parts to its upper parts. Okay, now see, evaporation process evaporation process takes place continuously. Are you able to hear me? Eva and Johanna, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. The videos are frozen. I think getting a network issue, but anyways. So what happens is that the evaporation continuously happens from the leaves. Okay. So the water quantity in the leaves becomes lesser and lesser. So that is why water the roots absorb more water and then it is transported to all the parts of the plants. Okay, to fill this gap. This is about transportation of substances in plants. We will stop here for today. Okay, we will stop here for today. And 4.5 is your homework. Okay, 4.5 is your homework. Please finish 4.5. Tomorrow, when we will meet, we will do coordination in human body. Okay, coordination in human body. We will discuss two major systems responsible for coordination. Okay, what is coordination? How it takes place? That all we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, 5 minutes break for you. 5 minutes break, and then we'll start with the maths class. Okay. Joshua hasn't joined the room. Just a moment. Okay. Videos on, please. Hello, Joshua. Good morning.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes. Now, we have been doing, like your course is divided into 5 modules, 5 to 6 modules, and like from the last few chapters, we've been doing the module of geometry. Okay, geometry covers the lines, angles, okay, triangles, quadrilaterals, circle, and symmetry. Okay, those are the chapters that we are covering in the module of geometry. Now, commercial maths module is there. Okay, one module is commercial maths where we have percentage, fractions, and simple interest and compound interest. Okay, then we have algebra, one module of algebra where we have 3 chapters in algebra. One is introductory chapter. Number two is your um this operations of algebra. Number three is your linear equation in one variable. Okay, then the last module is your statistics. Okay, the statistics module is there. 1 or 2 chapters from statistics we have. The first module is there, that is basic introduction, integers and all of that. Okay, so do you want me to finish up the geometry module first and then start with the algebra module? Okay, let's finish up. There are 2 small chapters left. One is the circles chapter, okay, and one is the congruent and symmetrical figures chapter, chapter 15, congruent and symmetrical figures chapter. So either we can finish them or finish those 2 chapters, or we can start algebra also. Okay, so we can do one thing. Okay, let's start with algebra. Okay, because a lot of like we've been doing geometry for so long. Let's start with algebra today. Okay, don't worry, I will go with very basic. Okay. We will start with very simple and then we will slowly move up. Okay, we'll start with very simple, very basic, and then we'll move. Now, algebra. We'll begin with algebra. What is algebra? What is algebra? When I say the word algebra, okay, it means using alphabets. Okay, in very simple terms, using alphabets such as B, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, etc. to represent values, to represent values. Okay, using A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and so on to represent values. That is your very simple basic meaning of algebra. Okay, Eva, can you please turn your video? Right now, we will, yes, right now we are starting with lesson 4, Introduction to Algebra. Okay, I will teach you some basic terms. Okay, we'll talk about some basics of algebra. Now, now there are two things. Okay, there are two things in algebra. Okay, there are two things in algebra. The first one is called constant. First one is called constant. Second one is called variable. Okay. Second one is called variable. What are constants? What are variables? See, constants are values that are fixed. Constants are values that are fixed. Okay, that do not change. For example, for example, uh, we have 12 months in a year. Okay, 12 months in a year, that is fixed. Okay, you cannot have 13 months, you cannot have 14 months, 10 months. No, 12 months in a year is fixed. Okay, then we have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day is fixed. Like for everybody, everyone has 24 hours in a day. Okay, we cannot change that, we cannot reduce that or increase that. It is fixed. Okay, it is fixed. But I study 2 hours a day. Can that be changed? Yes. Okay, that can be changed. It's not fixed. That every day I study 2 hours. Sometimes I may study more also. Sometimes I may study 3 hours or 4 hours, and sometimes I may study for only 1 hour. Okay, and some days if I'm very busy, I will not study at all. Okay, so it is not fixed. It is not fixed. So those that is not fixed, those values that are not fixed are called variable, and those values that are fixed, okay, that are fixed, that do not change, are called constants. Okay, that are called constant. Let's give you definitions. Let's give you definitions. Those values which remain fixed, which remains fixed, are called constants. Whereas the variables, okay, the variables they do not fixed value. Okay, they do not have a fixed value. Okay, now see. In algebra, I told you that values are represented by alphabets. Okay, are represented by alphabets. So let's check out the relation between this. Okay, I told you that some things are fixed. Okay, for example, how many months in a year? 12. Okay, so 12 is a fixed number. Okay, 12 is a fixed number. So every number, every constant has a fixed numerical value. Okay, every constant has a fixed numerical value. If I say how many number of hours in a day, we will say 24. Okay, so 24 is also a fixed numerical value. Write this down. Every constant has a fixed numerical value. Every constant has a fixed numerical value. Okay, Joshua, write down. Every
Yes, ma'am.
every constant has a has a fixed numerical value. Okay, but variables do not have a fixed numerical value. Okay, for example, take another example. February, the month of February. Okay, February can have 28 days or 29 days, depends if it is a leap year or not. Yeah, February has either 28 days or 29 days based on if it is a leap year or not. Yeah. So either if we don't know if it's a leap year or not, we cannot tell if February will have 28 days or 29 days. Yes. So February is what? Like that thing is what? A variable. Okay. Now variables are represented through alphabets. Variables are represented through alphabets while constants are represented through numbers. Okay. Variables we represented using A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and so on, whereas constants are represented as numbers. Okay, I'll write that down also. Variables are represented by numbers. Oh, sorry, alphabets. Okay, variables are represented by alphabets. Okay, now I will give you an example. Okay, I will give you an example. For example, I I uh, have 10 toffees. Okay, I have 10 toffees. Okay, then I was going through my day and I ate some of the toffees. Okay, I kept eating them and I didn't kept a count. Okay, I kept eating them and I didn't keep a count of as of how many I ate throughout my day. Okay, so but at the end of the day I saw, okay, I thought, yeah, let's see how many toffees I'm left with. So I saw that I'm left with 4 toffees. Okay, like I had 10 total. Okay, I had a total of 10 toffees. Okay, and throughout the day I ate some toffees. Okay, I'm left with 4 toffees. Okay, now I don't know how many I ate. I don't know how many I ate, but I know what I'm left with. But I know what I'm left with. Okay, so this, what is missing, I can represent it with a variable. Okay, I can represent it with an alphabet. So this alphabet often represents, yes, the answer is 6. Okay, missing values. Missing values. Okay, these alphabets often represent missing values. Okay, so I can just, what I can do? I can just do 10 minus 4. How much I get? What it will give me? 6. Okay, that I get 6. All right. Now, okay, got it. Hope you got it.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so alphabets are used for the number whose actual value is unknown. Alphabets is used for those number whose actual value I don't know, or a missing value, okay, whose value is unknown. That time I use an alphabet. Okay, that time I use an alphabet. Okay,
Done, ma'am.
okay. What about Eva? Okay, yeah, done. Okay, I'm clearing the screen. Now, sometimes what happens is that a number is attached with an alphabet. Okay? A number is attached with an alphabet, such as 2x, okay, or 4x. What does this mean? What does this mean actually? Okay, it means that this numbers are in multiplication. It is actually 2 multiplied by x and 4 multiplied by x. When a number and a variable is actually in multiplication form now, okay, when a number and a variable is actually in multiplication form, we write them together. Okay, we write them together. If I give you a question, solve this, 2 into q, solve this. What will be your answer? What will be your answer? 2q. Okay, your answer will be 2q. So, when you see the numbers that are written together like that, na, always understand that they are in multiplication. Okay, 2x is actually 2 multiplied by x and 4x means 4 multiplied by x. Okay, this is another thing. Okay, now there are also negative numbers. There are also negative numbers. Okay, there are also negative numbers. For example, minus 2q. Okay, minus 2q. There are sometimes negative numbers also. What do we do when we have negative numbers? There are some tricks or some formulas we use for that. Okay, there are some formulas that we use for that. I will tell you. Okay, done writing.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
can I get some questions like this, ma'am?
Yes, Joshua, you will get questions. Okay, I will do questions with you that is fixed, but right now there are some concepts that I want to tell you. After that, I will give you many questions. We will do many questions. Okay. Now, look at the formulas that we use. Okay. If you are calculating with a negative number and positive number. Means one number is negative, one number is positive. The answer will be negative number. Okay, the answer will be a negative number. When you are calculating, adding or subtracting a positive number and a negative number, the answer again will be a negative number. Okay, it will come in minus. When you are adding, subtracting, multiplying a positive number and a positive number, the answer will be positive. Okay, and when you are calculating with a negative number and a negative number, the answer will also be positive. Okay, the answer will also be positive number. Okay, what is all this? How does that work? Okay, how does that work? That I will teach you further. Okay, we have a whole chapter. The next chapter is based on this only. Algebraic expression operations with algebra. Right now we have the chapter that we're doing is introduction to algebra. Then we'll have operations in algebra. Means we'll do multiplication, we'll do subtraction, we'll do addition, we'll do division based on algebra. Okay, all of that, everything. Okay, just write this down. Then the next thing,
Done, ma'am.
that's done. Okay, all right. Now, do you know that we can express a sentence using using numbers and alphabets? Okay, using numbers and alphabets, we can express a sentence using numbers and alphabet. What is that called? That is called an algebraic equation. Okay, that is called an algebraic equation. Okay, or algebraic terms when we are expressing a statement in algebraic terms. Okay, finish writing this and then I'll explain that to you. Hannah and Eva, done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Let's do that now. Expressing the sentences in algebraic terms. Okay. Number one, the first question is Raman's age is double the age of his younger sister. Raman's age is double the age of his younger sister. Double the age of his younger sister. Do we know Raman's age or do we know the sister's age? No. Okay, we don't know any of that. So what we will do? We will express it now. I told you earlier that when we don't know something, what we do? We represent it using variables or alphabets. Okay, so you can use X, you can use A, B, C, any alphabet of your choice. Mostly X is used. The most used ones are X, Y, Z, and A, B, C. Okay, so Raman's age is double the age of his younger sister. Okay, so suppose if his younger sister's age, I take it to be X. Okay, I take it to be X. Okay, what will be his what will be Raman's age? 2x. Okay, so Younger sister's age is X. Okay. So Raman's age, I will write it down as 2x. 2x is your answer. Okay. Now, one more we'll do. Okay. One more we'll do. You can just write this down and then I will do one more with you. Done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Eva and Johanna, done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Johanna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Number 2, one more we'll do. Okay. 1/4 the length of a rod is the question. Okay. 1/4 the length of a rod. Can anybody try this? If anyone wants to give it a try, you can unmute and tell me the answer. 1/4 the length of a rod.
Ma'am, that's all.
That's all. That's all.
We already told the answer of the rod.
We already know the answer of the rod. Here, see, in algebraic, like in statements like this, now there is no answer particular. You just have to express the sentence and the statement with using variables. Okay, 1/4x. Yes, that is correct, Joshua. Okay, suppose we'll say the length of the rod is x. Okay, length of rod, let's say is x. Okay, so 1/4 length, 1/4 length would be what? X multiplied by 1/4. Yeah, x multiplied by 1/4. So can I write it as 1/4x? 1/4x, very easy. Okay. 1/4 length is x is length. Okay, see, x is the length and 1/4 length means x into 1/4. Okay, so I can just write it as 1/4x because I told you that whenever we are multiplying a variable and a number, we just put them together. Okay, we just put them together. 2 into x, 2x. 4 into x, 4x. 10 into x, 10x. 100 into x, 100x. And you are multiplying a number and a variable together and you just put them together, merge them. That's the answer. Okay, 1/4x. Okay. One more we will do. One last we will do. The question is tricky, but okay. All of you done writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. One last question. Okay. The fare of a child, fare of a child is part half part half of the fare of the distance of the fare of the distance between two stations. Two stations. Okay. Now see. Uh, have you do you know that sometimes when little children are traveling, what is fare? Fare is the price that you pay. Okay, the train ticket, basically. The train ticket is fare. The price that you pay for any transportation, okay, that is known as fare. Fare, fare. Okay. Now try to understand this. So do you know that when very small children travel, they don't have to pay the full ticket. Okay, they don't have to pay the full ticket, but they have to pay half ticket. I think up to 4 years or 3 years is the age limit. They they only charge half ticket. Okay, from the children. This you know, right? So here, let's take an example. I have station number 1 here. Okay, station 1, and here is station 2. Okay, station 2, and a person is going from station 1 to station 2, and he is paying a price, or the fare, for example, is X. Okay, for the for traveling from station 1 to station 2. Okay, the distance, the fare is X. Okay, he says that the question says that fare of a child is part half. Okay, part half of the fare, the distance between the two stations, means half of this X. Okay, understanding? Half of this X. That means half. Okay. Yes, Joshua, the answer is correct. Okay. Half of X. So what will be the answer, Eva and Johanna?
1 to x.
1 by 2 X. Yes. Okay. Because part half of fare will be part half, because the fare is X. Okay. The fare is X. So part half of fare is 1 by 2 X. Okay, you can just write down fare, F-A-R-E, is equals to X. So part half of fare will be 1 by 2x. Okay, this is very easy. You can just understand the statement and put it into um, alphabets and words. Okay, the missing value can be put into alphabets and numbers. Okay, write this down, please, and then tomorrow we will understand what are coefficients. Okay, what are coefficients? And we'll understand what are like and unlike terms. Okay, and we will see how to express the the term as a statement. Today we saw how to express a statement as a term. I will also teach you how to express a term in the form of a statement. Okay, it comes like if I write 1 by 2x, okay, then half of x will be the statement. Okay, half of the value x, that will be the statement. So if you get a term, how to express it as a statement. If you get a statement, how to express it as terms we did today. Okay, I'll give you some homework related to this. 4.1 exercise is the homework related to this. Okay, so we will stop here for today. And we'll be numbing tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Take care, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, 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 Joanna.